Live at the Spero Clinic in Northwest Arkansas, where we are excited to announce Amanda is finishing her treatment today. It's our second one today. So Amanda was diagnosed CRPS in 2015. She'd broken 2 bones in her foot and shortly after developed CRPS. When she started with us, she was at an 8 to 9 level pain. Her leg was completely purple, swollen, and atrophied. She responded great to the treatment. After her first day, she got her first pain drop. I think by the 6th week, she was hitting 0.
Yeah.
And she's 10 weeks in now, holding zeros for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She also had such a great attitude because it never was a question of if I get better, but instead she knew it was when. And so it's been 9 long years, and she worked really hard, and we couldn't be more proud.
Thank you, Dr. B. For those of you who don't know my story, I've had CRPS for 9 years now. It all started when I broke my foot in 2015. This is not my first time at the Spero Clinic. I rang the bell the first time on July 28th, 2022, with 0 nerve pain in my foot and leg. I honestly wasn't sure if I wanted to ring the bell a second time because talking about the last 2 years of my life is really hard, and I can't share my story without sharing what I'm about to say. 2 years ago today, I was assaulted and strangled by my now ex-husband. He threatened to end my life and tried to multiple times. It was the scariest night of my entire life, and I really thought I was going to die. If you have or understand CRPS, then you know that what I experienced is one of the worst situations your body can go through. I've never experienced so much hatred before, and it was horrific. I didn't deserve that. No one does. The past 2 years have been the hardest years of my entire life. My previous 7 years of having CRPS were nothing compared to these 2. I was completely traumatized, was diagnosed with PTSD and nerve damage in my neck. My CRPS started flaring the second I climbed into the ambulance that night. I hit level 10 pain in my foot all over again. I lived in a constant state of fear every day, and I could not get my nervous system to calm back down no matter how hard I tried. I had panic attacks, nightmares, flares, and days where I didn't want to try anymore. I can't even count the amount of times that I laid on the floor crying and screaming from the pain and trauma. Having my CRPS come back was devastating. The burning pain that is CRPS is the worst pain I've ever felt. It's debilitating, and I wouldn't wish that kind of suffering on anyone. When I had flare-ups, my foot just touching my sheets caused my pain level to go up. I struggled to bear weight on my foot again. I lost a lot of weight. My muscles atrophied again. My infections got worse, and there were many days where I couldn't get out of bed. Every single day of those 2 years, I cried about how badly I needed to get back to Spero, but I couldn't come back until my divorce was final and until after the sentencing hearing. I had to completely start over and rebuild my life, all while having CRPS come back in my foot. I tried really hard to keep up with my treatments at home, but I mostly just focused on my mental health because I needed to get to a place where the therapists and doctors could even touch me without having flashbacks or panic attacks. Although I struggled and felt defeated, I knew my Spero Clinic family was waiting to pick me back up again. I never lost hope that I could get better again, and I knew they'd never let me give up. They called me multiple times asking when I'd be back for checkups and told me all about their new treatments. You guys all showed me so much compassion and love after hearing about what happened to me, and I'm never going to forget that. I've been back at Spero for 10 weeks, and I'm in remission again. I haven't had burning pain in my foot for over 2 weeks. I feel healthier and stronger than I ever have. I can take my dogs for hikes now without my foot flaring. My PTSD has improved immensely. I haven't had a panic attack or a nightmare in months. I still have some triggers and things to work on when I get home, but that's all I can do is keep working on myself physically and mentally. For anyone that's struggling with CRPS or for even anyone that's in remission, it's not just the physical or mental aspect that's important to heal. It's also your environment and who you have surrounding you in your life. That is the biggest lesson that I've learned, and I will always put my health above everything and everyone in my life now. Today, I finally get to let go of August 1st, 2022 and make August 1st, 2024 a happy date for me to cherish forever. To my fellow patients, these treatments aren't easy, but you have to have a positive mindset and not let the negative thoughts you've had about your body and pain get in your own way. I know it's hard, but you have to push yourself harder than you ever have before. That part was easier for me this time because I knew what to expect and I know the treatments work. My leg is still held at a 0 for 2 years, despite the trauma I experienced. You can't give up because CRPS won't. And unfortunately, this is a lifelong battle that we all have to keep fighting. I will be watching and waiting to see each and every one of you ring this bell. None of this would even be possible without my parents, Mom and Dad. You both know me better than anyone. You've seen me struggle and every obstacle I've faced in life, and you've watched me come out on top over and over again. I couldn't have done any of this without you two. You've seen every ounce of pain I've suffered, and you've always put me first, even before yourselves. The past 2 years have been hard on me, but I know they've been really hard on you both to witness as my parents. Thank you for being my rocks, and thank you for getting me back to Spero again. Thank you for getting me in a better place because I really want to be able to take care of you guys one day. I love you two so much. Joseph and Megan, thank you for never giving up on me and always supporting me. I love you two more than you'll ever know, and I hope you can truly look up to me as your big sister now. Faith, thank you for coming down to see me and going to my treatments with me. That meant the absolute world to me. Getting to bond with you over chronic pain and our hardships is something that I will always cherish because it brought us closer together. You've never doubted me even for a second, and I can't thank you enough for that. I love you so much. Sarah, Shelby, Amanda, and Brianne, you are the best friends I've ever had. I know I haven't been the easiest person to be around these past couple of years, but you guys were always there to listen when I needed you the most. And you guys truly tried to understand how I was feeling. You helped me more than you realize, and I can't wait to see you all. I also want to give a shout out to my little nephew, Carter. Carter, you were the light that led me through the darkest 2 years of my life. Seeing you smile and making you laugh is what I lived for and will always live for. I love you so much, and Auntie Amanda can't wait to see you, buddy. Next, I want to thank Kelsey. Kelsey was my NMR therapist my first time at Spero and helped me a lot when I was back at home. Kelsey, thank you for not letting me get worse than I already was, for coaching me through our sessions, and for listening to every problem I had, and for every mental breakdown I had the last 2 years that you had to listen to. You've always been there to support me, and you are a lifeline for me. Colleen and Dr. B, you two really went above and beyond for me and worked really hard to get me better. You both listened to every concern that I had and made sure I got the treatments that I needed. I know that there's a lot that you guys do behind the scenes that we don't see as patients, but I see you both and appreciate you so much. Katie and Jacob, thank you for the EST and piezo, but mostly thank you for making me laugh every day. I had so much fun with you two, and I'm going to miss you both. Sean, would you like to come up? Sean was a patient that was down here with me my first time at Spero. We became friends almost instantly. He's been such a good friend to me the past 2 years. Sean is the one that helped me build up the courage I needed the night before the sentencing hearing. And on my first day back at Spero, Sean, out of nowhere, came walking into NMR and said, "You didn't think I was going to let you do this alone, did you?" Sean is now working here as the therapist in oxygen therapy, and getting to see him every day made a huge difference in my healing. The first 0 in my foot that actually held was from oxygen therapy, and that is exactly how it happened for Sean. So as Sean and I like to say, we made Spero Clinic history that day. Thank you for everything, Sean. Spero is where you belong. You are an inspiration to the other patients, and I'm going to miss you so much.
In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. Trapped by the rules of the genre, for there to be a hero, she must pay a heavy price. My hero, Amanda, the hero of this story, She has paid that price twice over. Ladies at home and around the world, you don't have to be a victim. You don't have to be a statistic. Not of chronic pain, not of domestic violence, not of disease. You can rise to be the hero of your story. Amanda, these people, my words, this bell, this is the ritual to lead you on. So I will tell you, do not look to the fires of the past. They are smoldering and behind you. Look to the future. It is nerve pain-free and as limitless as the big sky from whence you came. But most importantly, focus on the present. Be a great mother to your dogs. Be a wonderful aunt to your nephews. And be a good friend to me. For you will always be my sister in arms. And I will love and pray for you as long as I live. So thank you, Dr. B. Thank you, Bryce. And above all, thank you, Dr. K. I will now end my remarks with what I consider to be a fitting quote from the great Ralph Waldo Emerson. The real and lasting victories are those of peace and not of war. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Bryce. Trying to hide. Okay. Coming back to Spero, I knew I wanted to work with Bryce. I needed to work with someone that I knew and felt safe with after what happened to me. I also needed to work with someone that I knew wouldn't baby me and knew what I was capable of. Bryce said that he was going to make me bulletproof this time, and he may have actually pulled it off. Having the opportunity to work with Bryce has been one of the best experiences of my whole life. Every day after NMR, I would go home and tell my friends and family about every workout that Bryce had me do that day, whether it was lunges, push-ups, wall sits, or bicep curls. They heard it all. I may have been sore and hurting in the beginning, but towards the end, it started to become fun. Every day I left with more and more confidence in myself. I'm just so happy that I got to have you as my NMR therapist. I probably said that every day I was here. The amount of knowledge that you have about the art will always amaze me, and I have an immense amount of respect for you. You helped me face my fears, triggers, and helped me build my confidence back up that another man ripped to shreds. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for that and for believing in me. I truly am going to miss you and miss working with you every day.
I just want to say, everybody on the staff pretty much knew Amanda's story when she came back the second time. I think they were all jealous that you got me because they all wanted to be a part of that, and they all were a part of that too. Thanked a bunch of people. Got a bunch of people back there. Can you bring them up here?
Yeah,
Everybody
bring them up.
Here. Not only were they jealous that you had me, but they were jealous.
Come up here, Jacob.
From the results you were getting, and I think they're jealous from your strength gains. Now, my gosh, look at this. She is not bulletproof. I don't know what looks like bulletproof, but that's it right there. So when somebody comes in here, everybody thinks about them. Everybody has a part in it. So here's our crew here now. I think we all want to see you ring our bell.
Yeah. Ready?